Dan Ginott shares behind-the-scenes images showing off the fun of filming Star Trek: Strange New Worlds Season 3. Ginott plays Lieutenant Sam Kirk, the older brother of future USS Enterprise Captain James T. Kirk, Paul Wesley, in Strange New Worlds. Lieutenant Sam Kirk was introduced as a xenoanthropologist and friend of Captain Christopher Pike, Anson Mount, in Star Trek: Strange New Worlds series premiere. From his affable nature to how much Kirk is disliked by Lieutenant Spock, Ethan Peck, the mustachioed Sam is a welcome and reliable source of comic relief on the Starship Enterprise. Star Trek: Strange New Worlds Season 3 wasn't as warmly received as the previous seasons. More focused on big swings, Strange New Worlds Season 3 was taken to task by fans for its light-heartedness and giddy exploration of genres as opposed to Star Trek's signature moral dilemmas and social commentary. For Star Trek: Strange New Worlds cast, however, filming Season 3 was a joy. With Star Trek: Strange New Worlds nearing completion of production of its fifth and final season, Dan Ginott takes fans to the Starship Enterprise's fun-filled sets during Season 3. Sam Kirk actor Dan Ginott's BTS shows how much fun filming Star Trek: Strange New Worlds is. On his Instagram, Dan Ginott shared personal photos he took on the set of Star Trek: Strange New Worlds Season 3, Episode 2, Wedding Bell Blues, including Ethan Peck and Jess Bush in their wedding apparel as Lieutenant Spock and nurse Christine Chappell, and Rhys Darby as the omnipotent meddler, Trey Lane. Check out the photos below. Directed by Jordan Canning, Wedding Bell Blues was arguably the best-received comedy episode of Star Trek: Strange New Worlds Season 3, thanks largely to Rhys Darby's electrifying guest spot as Trey Lane. Dan Ginott's BTS celebrates the eye-popping work by costume supervisor Bernadette Croft, who decked out Strange New Worlds cast in the 23rd century's finest formal wear. Dan Ginott also shared a separate Instagram post highlighting the spectacular work of Star Trek: Strange New Worlds props department in designing the elaborate food tray scene at Spock's bachelor party in Wedding Bell Blues. Dan praises the artists, saying, "I love their work, I keep eating their work," which means that the delicacies seen on Strange New Worlds aren't just stunning, but actually edible. Dan Ginott and Sam Kirk are back in Star Trek: Strange New Worlds Season 5. Dan Ginott's BTS photos on Instagram also include great news. Dan is returning as Lieutenant Sam Kirk in Star Trek: Strange New Worlds Season 5, which is now filming the series finale. Sam's stint on the USS Enterprise is canonically meant to end, and he exits the starship when his brother, Captain James T. Kirk, takes over. Check out Dan's post below. The looming end of Star Trek: Strange New Worlds production is bittersweet, as Christina Chong called it when speaking to Trek Movie. Anson Mount is feeling wistful about the end of his run as Captain Pike, and Anson has been generously sharing his own BTS from the set of Star Trek: Strange New Worlds as Season 5 nears its series wrap. Star Trek: Strange New Worlds still has Seasons 4 and 5, which consist of 16 episodes total, on Paramount+. Strange New Worlds Season 4 is said to continue Season 3's big swings, and hopefully, that means Dan Ginott and others will share more BTS of good times on the set of the Starship Enterprise when Star Trek: Strange New Worlds Seasons 4 and 5 drop.